What's up, y'all? Billy from Perma Pastures Farm. And no, this is not an apparition you see here. This is my son, William, the permaculture consultant. If you haven't been able to tell by his shirt,
AKA the pasture raised pimp.
Bam! So he just happened to be stopping by because well, why don't you tell everybody what you're doing these days? Because everybody wants to know.
I'm out doing consultations right now. I'm doing a consultation tour through Tennessee right now. And when I'm back at home in Texas, I'm building a permaculture demonstration site that's going to turn into a homestead school where you can come and practice on my place before you start installing any of those things on your place.
Brave man.
Make your mistakes on my place. I'll fix them.
Yeah. Well, you know, you're in a place where we basically put in a permaculture orchard and then abandoned it for about, what, 5 years?
Like a permaculture orchard / silvopasture.
Yeah, and abandoned it for 5 years. So when you came back after 5 years, total neglect, we still own the property and all, but nobody's looked after it all this time. I mean, what situation did you find yourself in?
Everything was overgrown, so the first thing I wanted to do was get all the overgrowth knocked down and get back to basically not a blank slate, but something that was at least workable. Establish some sort of footprint on the property and then build out from there.
So for all the people, we have what Joel Salatin is calling right now a homesteading tsunami. And it is. Mm-hmm. You'd never guess it by all the suppression on YouTube because record numbers are in fact out there getting into this space. You as a consultant, highly sought after, what is the number one issue you come across when it comes to consulting and people that are new to this space?
People start, especially when they're new, they get excited about the land that they just bought and what it could look like in the future, not realizing that that is a future image. They start way too big, way too soon. So take whatever size garden you want to do and quarter it. Like cut it in half or cut it in a quarter and start with that. Just get used to growing a garden first. People want like 80 acres full of cows. Don't start with 80 acres full of cows. Start with maybe 2 or 3 steer that you learn how to manage and rotate properly through your forest or through your pastures. Because if you do it improperly, then you're going to make your property worse than where you started. And if you do it correctly, you can increase forage growth up to 300% per season. So there's a lot of power in doing things correctly the first time. Just slow down and start small first and build from the skills you just learned.
Now, as we're going to continue, you know, up through this permaculture orchard, what do you currently have out there right now? And what are the bigger plans in terms of you're going to have other people on that property and you're going to be showing them something? I mean, that seems pretty innovative in the model that you have planned. I mean, what types of things are they going to find there that maybe they wouldn't find at another homestead? Are they going to actually see what a swale looks like?
Yeah,
okay.
they're going to see what swales look like. They're going to see what failed swales look like. They're going to see what small, big, long swales look like. But this is and they're also going to see like an edible silvopasture with the swales, and then the animals can graze in between the swales. So you're harvesting water, harvesting nutrients, watering and feeding your trees, watering and feeding your animals, feeding yourself in the long run, and also feeding the soil. You're also going to see a more traditional silvopasture towards the back. You're going to see a garden there that's in ground. It was completely abandoned, and the soil is actually pretty doggone good now, just through the use of cover crops, just proper cover crops. And then from there, as soon as I get the cabins that are there renovated and ready, I can start picking up and dropping whatever animal systems fit the customer or the person that's going to come out and stay on the homestead to learn exactly whatever it is that they want to do. I'm trying to make them modular to fit whoever's going to come out there and learn. And also, this is the first demonstration site. I plan on doing these in every climate in the United States. So that part in Texas counts as a Mediterranean climate. That part is knocked out. So everybody in Italy and France and Greece and all that stuff, they can come visit DeKalb, Texas.
Yeah, you might want to work out
if you want to.
You might want to work out a foreign exchange program on that one.
Hey, don't Google it first. Just show up. Don't look. Just show up. And then after that, then I'm going to move on to the next place, which is probably going to be a mountainous, temperate rainforest environment. Do that one. and then a cold environment, and then a desert environment. I'd like to do a low altitude desert and a high altitude desert because it's different tactics depending on which one you're in. And yeah, I'm trying to build these demonstration schools for every climate, for whoever wants to live anywhere they want to live.
Wow. As you're going through this and as things are unfolding for you, look, like I said, we got record numbers getting into this space right now. What advice do you offer? Because that's exactly the business you're in right now, is offering advice to all these new people that are getting into this space. What do you tell them right off the bat? I mean, wow, as I'm sitting here talking, it's funny to see your mom's potatoes over here just blowing up right here in the middle of a doggone permaculture orchard, but you can do that. So that's the kinds of things you're going to be showing them.
Right.
Syntropic design, silvopasture, all that. But yeah, going back to the question, as far as everybody that's getting into this space, I mean, everybody makes mistakes going right out. You as a consultant, what are the bullet points that you can give them right now, that people, the marching orders that they can take? What do you tell them? Because we just did a podcast a little bit ago on the Permaculture Pimpcast. He gave a response that dropped my jaw, and I didn't expect it. So what are you suggesting to people as far as one of the first things they ought to do before they decide taking on something like this?
The very first thing you should do is do 75 hard. You need to mentally and physically prepare for what you're about to get into, especially if you're coming from the typical corporate America job. You're not used to working yet. You're used to working for somebody else, and half that time you're trying to figure out how to get out of work. So this is, speaking from experience.
Hide and seek for $2,000 a week. Why not?
You're looking more, like often, like you're looking forward to the time you're out of work, or hurry up and getting out of work, or yeah, stuff like that. So you do 75 hard, get yourself in the right state of mind, build that momentum before you start doing your homestead. I know it seems like it has nothing to do with homesteading, but it has everything to do with anything you're trying to do, if that makes sense.
Yeah, wise beyond his years, y'all. I mean, he's worked with some of the best on the planet. He's trained in some. Instead of sending him off to college, we sent him off to Australia. How about that? So,
not because of a penal colony.
No,
That's where Jeff Lawton is.
Yeah. So, folks, I mean, he's my son, and you've seen him on this channel before. Maybe not so much, but go check out the Permaculture Consultant, his YouTube channel, because honestly, I couldn't be more proud of him. The things he's doing, the things he's teaching, he's doing his own way. He's found his own voice and way to communicate things. And me and his mom could not be more proud. I love you, son, and I'm proud of you, buddy.
Love you too. Thanks, Dad.
Yeah, get that right, dude.
You're the one that changed direction.
Here I am slipping, about ready to break a hip over here. Hey, thanks everybody for checking us out. Remember, go check my son out. You're going to be glad you did. He's knocking, I mean, he is knocking it out of the park over there. You're going to be so glad you did.
Thanks,
all right,
Dad.
y'all. Yep.
Oh, don't you have a festival?
Yeah, I do. Yeah, I got a festival. Yeah, it's coming up August 29th through the 31st. 30th is my birthday. So, Michelle, wink, wink, where's my cake? Anyway, you want to be out there because it's the Homesteaders United Jamboree. And it's about as one-stop shop of a festival as you're ever going to find. You're going to walk away from there being very empowered. How to make compost. Not three-dimensionally like you see me do it on here. I'm going to be doing it in person. I'll show you how to flip it. I'll show you how to do everything. We're going to be processing animals. You're going to learn beekeeping. You're going to do all this stuff, all for one price. No upselling, none of that stuff. So go check us out there with any. Lord willing, my son, my grandbaby, my daughter-in-law will also be there. We'll see you next time.